Okay, so tonight's video is another strategy for how we can multiply one-digit numbers by multiples of 10. We are still going to be using our place value knowledge, and we're going to be putting some of our number talk strategies to the test today. But first, let's do a quick review. The night before, you watched a video on how to use base 10 rods or sticks in order to model multiplication problems where you have to multiply one-digit numbers by multiples of 10. So here's the example as a refresher. You learned that if you make 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 40, that you could then calculate the answer or product to your multiplication problem. So if we just count by tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, you can see that 40 times 4 is 160. Also, if you added 40 plus 40 plus 40 plus 40, you also got 160. But there's actually a simpler way for us to do this. And that is by using our decomposing strategy that we use to add and multiply now using our number talk strategy. So here's an example. We're going to decompose our larger factor to solve the problem more easily. In the multiplication problem, 70 times 4. 70 is clearly our larger factor, okay? Because of that, we break it down into friendly numbers. That would be breaking it into 10 times 7, because we know that 10 times 7 is 70. So we break that 70 down, or decompose that 70 into 10 times 7. And then we bring down our times 4, because we can't forget about that. So what you're then going to do is you're going to multiply your two one-digit numbers that you've now created. 7 times 4 we know is 28. Then you're going to bring down your times 10. So now we have 10 times 28. Now, if you notice over here to the side, it says to add a 0 to the end. So basically, you're taking 28 and you're adding the 0 from the 10 to the end of it. So instead of it being 28, it's 280. 10 times 28 is 280. 1 times 28 would equal 28. So 10 times 28 equals 280. Okay? Now, let's try another one. This is now 50 times 3. As you can see, our larger factor is 50. So I'm going to decompose 50. I know that 10 times 5 equals 50. Then I'm going to bring down my times 3. You notice how I put the times 10 first, so that way my two one-digit factors are now close together and easier for me to multiply. I now have 5 times 3 is 15, then I bring down my times 10, and now I've got 10 times 15. So all I'm going to do is bring my 15 over to my product, and then bring my 0 from my times 10 over to my product. And now I see that 10 times 15 equals 150. Here's another visual representation to help you with that. It shows over here that I took my 5 times 3, and that's 15, and then I took my 0 from my two-digit number and added it onto my 15, making it 150. Okay, that's just a nice visual for you there. Now, on the next page, I would like for you to try and now solve on your own, decomposing the numbers. I'm looking for the decomposing place value strategy on your response sheet for solving 20 times 6. If you would like to check yourself using the rods, that's fine, but the strategy I want you to practice right now is decomposing the numbers. Please pause the video to practice 20 times 6. And then when you're ready to check your answer, please unpause to see the answer. Okay, you should have paused the video to see if you could work out 20 times 6. Here is what you should have, something similar on your paper. Here I've done 20 times 6. 20 is my larger factor. I've broken it down into 10 times 2 and brought down my times 6. Then I went ahead and multiplied my two one-digit factors. 2 times 6 is 12. Brought down my times 10. And I've got 10 times 12 is 120. I moved my 12 over and my 0 from my 10. Please pause the video now to try the second practice problem, 70 times 2. If you need to go back, if you got the first practice problem wrong and need to go back and review, please rewind the video and watch it again until you understand, and then try problem number 2. Okay, you should have paused to practice number 2. Here's what you should have as your answer. I've got 70 times 2. I've decomposed my 70 into 10 times 7 and brought down my times 2. I multiplied my two one-digit factors. 7 times 2 is 14. Brought down my times 10. And now I have 10 times 14 equals 140. I bring my 14 over to my product side and my 0 from my 10 and tack it on the end. I hope you enjoyed your video.